So this battered Jouef box could contain a lot of joy or a lot of pain. Jouef models can be a bit temperamental. They are made in France. Obviously now they're made in China and they're owned by Hornby, but this one hails from the 1960s. This one is catalogue number 760, which is a 2-car HO set of the SNCF Autorail Unifie, which is a 300 CV, and these were sometimes nicknamed Picasso for some reason. I'm not quite sure why. If you know, let me know in the comments below. And it comes with a power car and a trailer. It's a fantastic retro looking box. I can't wait to see what's inside here, so let's get it open and we'll check it out. This is one of the things I love about French design, is that the packaging has this up the top here for no other reason other than decoration. It looks really fantastic and it's been painted with a grey, and it's even got this kind of checker effect as well. It looks really great. But let's get these out and then we can have a look at the models. Wow, would you look at these? Could they be more bonkers? They look as though they've been squashed down. Absolutely fantastic looking things. But let's check these out close up. The first one we'll have a look at is the power car, which is the one closest to the camera. Well, you certainly can't review this compared to modern day model railway items because, you know, there's no point. This is absolutely a product of its time. It looks a bit toy-like, but it looks absolutely fantastic. So at the front here, we've got silver windows. For some reason, they've been blanked out. It's probably because there's a motor inside there and that follows through at the side here. But we have this bonkers part up the top here which is glazed. We've got buffers as extra pieces which have been pushed into the main body shell, and we have the lights here which I think might illuminate. Obviously the masking on this is absolutely terrible. It's really fuzzy around the edges. As we start to look down the side, we've got the SNCF printed on here along with a number. That's actually really quite clear. I do like the grills on this and the handrails, but we don't have any flush fit glazing, for example, but it is kind of opaque, kind of clear. We do have a full interior in there though. It's an open plan layout. This area obviously is where the motor is, but as we move further down you can see the second class and the destination board printed there. Not very clear though, and some more writing here, and you can see that we have the interior. You can see it in there now. We have this door at this point with a black part added onto it, and that's really indented and glazed as well. And at this end we just have what looks like a viewing area for the passengers, and we have these extra pieces of clear plastic added in. Maybe they're meant to be lights, but I don't think they illuminate. And again, the buffers pushed into the main moulding. Up on the roof we've got some vents and ribs going across. We've got a moulding mark in the middle obviously, but I love the vents above the doors. And then at this point we have some grille effect, but you can actually see through into the motor below, and I'm guessing that's where the engine was in the real one. And up here we also have some horns moulded into the top moulding. Now looking down below, we've got the coupling attached to the bogie with a screw, and the bogie sitting here, it moves independently of the chassis. I'm not actually sure how that's been put in. I guess it must be screwed at the top, and this body shell probably just clips off, which is probably what that is there, just to unclip it if you want to. There's not a lot of detail underneath here. It looks like we're missing a screw or something at this point. We've got a couple of boxes and bracing, and you can see Jouef for Playcraft, made in France. And this bogie here just has plastic wheels, so I'm actually thinking this just picks up from the front bogie and also drives as well. So a really bonkers looking thing, but I love the retro looks on this model. It's looking like it's something maybe the AI may have drawn, and it's just such a crazy thing. Let's have a look at the trailer and see what that's like. So this is super light and it looks very similar to the main driving car, but there are some differences. Obviously we've got no motor on this one, but this whole front area here has no interior, and you can actually see right the way through, and you can see underneath where the bogie is. Again, we've got plastic wheels on metal axles, and it's just attached with one screw. Further down we have the interior. It's the same as the driving car, and up on the roof it's very similar, but we don't have the sticky up part at this point, and there's no extra grills obviously because there's no engine in this one. But we do have the first class at this end, and you have second class for the rest of it. The printing on this one seems to be a bit brighter than the previous one. You can now see the destination quite clearly. And at this end we have 3 windows and the same kind of setup with the lights and the buffers. Underneath it's, I think, the same chassis, but we have non-driven bogies on this one. Both of them have got plastic wheels. And again, you've got Jouef for Playcraft, made in France underneath. So it's just an absolutely crazy looking thing. But I think we should maybe try and see if we can get the driving car to actually work. I'm not holding out much hope for this, but we'll see. We'll get it on the test track and we'll check it out. So as usual, this is just my Hornby third radius track, and I'm using my H&M controller on 12 volts DC to give it some power. So I'm not run this already. Let's give it some power and see what happens. Well, unsurprisingly, doesn't work. Well, it kind of works. It's offering to go. It might just be a bit dirty. I did notice that the lights came on, which is great, but I think we need to open this up and just check the motor and give it a service, see if we can get this running a bit better. Okay, that took a while to get the body off. It was quite tricky with these little tabs, which were part of the chassis, which were stuck through the main body shell. But now that we've got it off, you can see that the motor is here, and we have a one-piece glazing, the wires going forward to this bulb here, and it looks as though it's held on with this big screw at the top. So there's no way of disconnecting the bulb, it's just actually soldered onto the edge of this bulb here, and it goes up through these two holes in the plastic. So I'm going to have to be careful when servicing this, but this motor is very dirty, so I guess it just needs a bit of a clean up. So it's quite easy to come apart, it's just one screw and then it unclips, and you can see the motor in here. Turns okay, so I'm guessing it's just needing some oil. Oh, one of the gear wheels has just fallen off. So I'm going to clean it up, give it some oil, and then we'll give it another try. Well, that seemed to have done the trick, just a bit of oil and a clean up, and now it's running fine. Although when I say fine, it's still not a good runner. You have to give it a lot of power to get it going, and then it's just super quick. But that's what you get with old Jouef models, so I need to be thankful it's actually running at all. But let me put this on the scales and we'll see how much this and the trailer weighs. So the power car weighs 164 grams, and the trailer is 83 grams. So this model of the 300 CV from Jouef, way back from the 1960s. Well, what an interesting model it is. You can't compare this to modern day models. It's just in a completely different league, and even in the 60s, I think this is more toy than model. However, it is such an unusual prototype and it looks so cool, and it actually runs, okay, kinda, just about. But the light did come on as well at the front. And I think the key thing is that these have actually survived and they're here today. If you think they could be up to 75 years old and yet they still run on modern day Hornby track, it's quite incredible and testament to the build quality of these things, which I think were probably pretty cheap back in the day and probably sold as toys, but it does come in that really cool retro box. I love stuff like this because it brings the history of model railways to life today, and I'm glad that they survived, and I'm really happy that we had a chance to have a look at these today. Would I recommend these to you? Well, I'm not quite sure. I think if you're into retro toys and models, then maybe. I think it's quite an unusual thing to get. It's probably going to be pretty rare to get as well. And if you view them as something which is a retro, cool looking thing, then I think it's definitely for you. But if you're wanting something to run around your railway layout and it's going to have no problems at all, or even just get round once without stopping, I don't think this is for you because it's a bit temperamental. So I hope you liked this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I'd love to know what you think. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps this channel. I'll put the power car onto the turntable so you can see all the way around. And I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video with me. I hope you enjoyed seeing these models as much as I enjoy looking at them myself. And I'll see you on my next video.
So model trains, model worlds, choo choo, model trains, tiny train in tiny worlds, choo choo, model